bucks as well to come on through in this competition. So massive shout out to DreamHack for that one, but it looks like we will get hot under the collar as we dive into Inferno.
Yeah, gonna have Renegades starting things out on this T side. A lot of dualies coming out here, even with without the new update and the cheapened dualies. Ex-Direwolves, they're getting into the spirit early. 2 raid boss dualies in toward jungle side. You do not want to be setting foot in that part of the map.
Absolutely not. 4 members stacked up here, just ready to slap around the Renegades if they do come waltzing on in. What utility have we got set up? Alistair ready to send some over shortly, but still with that bomb sitting down towards bottom mid, there's plenty of time for them to work with.
Absolutely. Got that smoke ready to go on towards jungle side. Does go in there. Flash over the top towards Dick side. He's starting to get some rotations from the CT back into the site. The flash through the smoke completely catches Savage. Man cannot see a single thing, and you're starting to see a route towards B. All of the shots being connected for Renegades. Still Sterling rounds the corner. A trade back from Sicko, and Renegades haven't fully decided on what their late round is. Still trying to feeling things out.
Well, apparently raid leader Sicko has taken down the boss here with his 2, clearing out those Julies already, but APOC in a very solid position to at least deny 1, and he will actually manage to collect it, but it is quickly traded and has a dinked up in the process as well. So he's going to get sidewinded. Very solid round on a start from Sicko with the 3, and Renegades walk away with a pistol round.
Yeah, very composed, very switched on from the Renegades, as expected. Not trying to force anything. Obviously, the late round strat there, as you did see the players start to step in towards Banana, was around the world. Trying to split B through CT Spawn as well as Banana, but as soon as those kills started coming in and they started to be fed some of those kills through the Moto rotator, they sort of felt it out and went, maybe A site might be a little bit weaker after all. Here's the force buy. Out from ex-Direwolves, going to try to make the Deagle Armors work, which on Inferno, when you got 5 smokes available to you, can definitely be a recipe for success, and I'm loving this positioning already. Hazard has got a lot of agency towards Banana. He's just spotting out that half wall, playing quite bravely, and that's going to allow him to hold on to his smoke for a lot of extra time. Just be a little bit greedier with it.
They have been super composed with that utility as well, not burning it early at all. So information will be gathered in just a second as they do poise themselves. Happy to leave Malta still on the lurk. But now that is something. He's still yet to get that smoke down. But now with Banana control taken, some utility ready to set on the execute.
Yeah, counter smoke comes out from Hazard. Renegades, utility reigns in, but they're not committing in just yet. After that full deagle clip is spammed out, they're starting to make some inroads. Gap in the smoke for Hazard to work with, though. Almost finds himself a frag, but now we're on for the retake.
Yeah, rotation already here. Should be able to find the plan. Hats is rather low. Bomb still down towards oranges, so yet to try and get that one here. Hazard kept away by the Molotov. Might have been hurt on the tick, but now they can settle. Full 5-on-5 retake, as that's actually going to be the first pick taken by ex-Direwolves.
I'm looking at this flash on APOC. Send the boys straight into the side here, Mitch. See how he goes.
Opening pick, at least on the recovery, found by Sicko. Now looking to clear something forward, but Hazard actually able to pick up another. Alistair and Malta though, keeping their composure. Sicko spots something out in the smoke. APOC actually trying to make his way through into that position as well, but has been denied for now. Can only really hope for a flag on top, but Alistair will spot him out. So they do lose a little bit here, Renegades, in the second round, but 3 alive is certainly not something to be disappointed with as they charge forward with the second round here, winning out the counter eco.
Yep, got rid of that force fairly convincingly. Now into the anti-eco. Renegade's going to be quite happy with how this game started. They were definitely a little bit slow out of the gates there on Dust 2, but on their home turf here, feeling a little bit more comfortable, getting things rolling a little bit earlier on. It's a good sign.
Very good sign. Business as usual on this cheeky little pistol round, trying to stack up something towards B. But again, a decently slow start from the Renegades. Just happy to prod and poke towards mid a little bit and just wait to see if any utility does come farming down.
Got a bit of a firing squad going on. Teammates might even tag up a couple of the lads. Gets rid of Hazard. Just gets absolutely dunked there.
They're ready for that one. Done their homework.
I think a bit of a coincidence in that regard. That's a nice little farm up. Really not a whole lot to say about it. Good anti-eco. It was a clean one. And that's going to keep all the guns up for Renegades. Money's going to be rock solid. And now ex-Direwolves straight onto the buy here. That looks like a pretty good spawn for the AWP up there in front.
You will have first march as we dive on into the action round. Opening position for the ex-Direwolves to try and make something happen and not allow Renegades to get off onto the hot start. Not dissimilar to what they had on Dust 2. Continue to streak forward, so showing a bit of face up towards Nana early on, but Sterling hasn't been able to spot out anything in mid either just yet.
Yeah, full setup towards dig side. Sterling actually repositioning towards jungle nice and early. Already wrapping back toward Arch, so he didn't want to play dig side this round. Actually going all the way back over towards B. A 3-man B set up pretty early on. Seems like ex-Direwolves have got a little bit of a read, but it's not looking like the correct one in this regard. Renegades smoke it off jungle side, progression utility to take that brackets control, and they're going to use this as the launching pad for an execute into the A site. APOC's got his work cut out for him.
For sure, and ex-Direwolves yet to rotate at all either, so they might just be looking at already call this one out before it does happen through. But Savage does manage to get away with one. Certainly not a bad result there. It is traded out accordingly, and the site is taken. But forced alive, certainly doable here for the ex-Direwolves, as look how low Renegades are.
Yeah, a couple of mollies could clear out some of these pesky little angles. Got 2 on the site, 2 in pit. Ex-Direwolves started to go through brackets, clearing out a lot of these annoying positions where the T's might try to catch you off guard. But with no kit, they're really going to have to start picking up this pace on the retake. And
yeah,
I think they're actually just going to consider the save straight away. That was very doable. I'm not sure they really understood how low some of those T's were.
Haynes is hunting too. Might even be able to find something on the exit here. Does try and clear off Sterling, and now they've got the information, all of it gathered. Damage dealt. Hazard does manage to kick on, however, though they are keeping him close, trying to find something. How many are going to live on here? We'll find out in just a second. Looks like it's a standoff. There we go. All right, 7 alive, 4 still. So I guess that's a pretty good position, but I'm in the same boat as you, Mitch. You know, maybe there wasn't the right call there on how low some of those members were, and they take the safe option.
No kid as well. That round gets a little bit sticky. You're going to throw away a whole lot of guns for very little gain. Got the AWP on the T side ready to go, so we're already going to have the AWP tool get rolling nice and early on. Money is just so much more solid for the T side than the CTs here, though, so Renegades with a whole lot more room for error, both in terms of rounds count overall and also in terms of the economy. It's going to be quite a grind for ex-Direwolves to get back into this half.
That's a late take 2 up Nana, and the utility is actually going to work out perfectly for the Renegades as they show face accordingly. Hazard and Licky both peppered down as they kind of retreat back towards the site here. There will be the boost up onto New Box and holding on to that for a little while longer, but already up towards the top. They're already waiting to see if there will be any re-entrants. Couple playing anti-flash, ready for it, but it's just going to be a bit of a standoff as they play time.
Yeah, progression utility into bracket once again. So taking full banana control, pressuring brackets a little bit, trying to take and limit the information of the CTs as they set up for that late round play. This is a classic from Renegades. B execute with Volta lurking in towards carpets.
Second they see it, they should have the information, but it's already going to be Hats with the entry onto Hazard, and unfortunately poor Licky has been forced back between a rock and a hard place inside this construction area, just behind the smoke. Does tag up on Hats a little bit, but that bomb is going to be going down, and it'll be interesting to see what ex-Direwolves actually choose to do. Obviously saving the previous, and they've got 1 kit in the hands of APOC.
Still early days. They are not really feeling great about these retakes. It's so surprising to me because their retakes were impeccable on Dust 2. They just kept winning those late round scenarios, but here on Inferno, they just do not have that same level of confidence to complete those retakes at all. Renegades, once again, their late round just wins the round with no contest. And that's going to be them up 5-0 nice and early on.
Money's going to be real solid going into this one here. Just waiting for that bomb to explode as a couple of members knife up and above the 10k mark. So I feel like we're just seeing a complete mirror, obviously, of the explosive start from ex-Direwolves on Dust 2. I think it was a 12-3 half that they had moving on so strong early on that T side. And yeah, Renegades also commanding forward in the exact same light. So I think I saw someone saying in the chat, see a 16-6 on the opening map of the pick of ex-Direwolves, and there was always a possibility of that happening. But again, as you mentioned, Mitch, still super early days.
But this has been the bread and butter for ex-Direwolves for the longest time. They have always been very, very solid on a couple of maps, but never the same level on the entire map pool. And that's always what's kind of let them down in the past. Don't know if that's going to continue into this new edition roster for ex-Direwolves, but we'll hold that thought. Nice pick through the smoke there for Licky, as you saw Renegades trying to turn that bracket control into a bit of a jungle wrap. Licky's really disrupting them, and he's actually forced them to go back towards plan B here.
Quite literal form too. Malta still on that lurk, gets a nade out towards the mini pit, but Accelerator has definitely been pressed down for the Renegades. Sterling, though, this time ready for it. Flash about to head over towards the top, but they're still happy to just play time for a little while longer, and Sterling completely divine. Does manage to get away with that one on a sicko. Pace still slowed. Sterling plays a little bit more of a passive route here. Does have an additional Molotov, but Malta is slowly making that rat play actually start to work out. But they have to rely on the two members of the Renegades inside Nana that are just waiting now.
Yeah, this is going to have to be Licky being super switched on. He's aware the rat might be coming in, but he's mistimed it. And these are the kind of rounds that Renegades win all the time. And turn these kind of situations around, just having such a great intuitive feel and sense for the timings coming in. Only 20 seconds on the clock. But Malta's read them like a book.
Word.
2 kills for the man. It's only Hazard just trying to hold on to the backside of the site, and Inns checks him as well. Renegades, how have they made that one work?
I swore that there was like a potential pixel that Licky actually spotted when he was looking back, but Malta getting away with absolutely everything there, and I'll get a cheeky little chef's kiss for that timing there for Malta.
I mean, that's just a classic Renegades round, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Composed.
One player making those individual plays and reading the rotations, finds the gap in the defense. And the other players playing so well around it, not over-committing, not making any noise, sowing the seeds of doubt in the CT mind so that they play in the appropriate positions.
Just a matter of, that level of maturity and experience as well, being able to slow it down, despite being kind of caught up in that cubby just behind the Nana smoke as well. So allowing the confidence in each other's ability to make those timing plays work. But yeah, again, another beautiful position from the Renegades as they continue to march forward. 6 rounds now.
After all this saving, the CTs, as well as that loss bonus, their body's actually great. They just don't have any bloody rounds, mate. They got a couple more buys left in them. Oh, maybe a little bit less so. They spent their money a little bit late. I thought it was better than it was. So we'll pause that thought for the time being. Renegades, on the other hand, they got plenty more buys left in them, as if they needed the extra money, because they're not needing to dig deep in the bank accounts. They just keep winning, mate.
Correct investments in the form of round wins, keeping many alive as long as possible. So still not having to reinvest time and time again. But it's a little bit more of a slower prod up towards Nana this time. Just happy to leave Hats as they do command back in towards mid.
Yeah. Ex-Direwolves, they're playing very passive, particularly on Banana. Really trying to contest towards bracket side. We'll see if this crossfire finds any success.
So Drew try to make their way into brackets now. Happy to leave Inns up there. Savage does get some real good damage, actually, managing to walk away with 2 before the trade is secured. And off the back of that, APOC slotted his way into the apartments as well. So Licky will be isolated off by that smoke in just a second. But I think they're happy for the response from APOC. Malta was aware of it, but he ultimately does get taken down. So it's still a winnable prospect, I guess. But Licky, he's picked back up the pace. And once again, it's about that slow down. That's a while away, but APOC taking matters into his own hands here. Alistair does get the plant, but a 1v4 is going to be a tough one to pull off, especially with the warp information gathered. Does get one, but has up quick in the trade. And we finally do see ex-Direwolves get into the driver's seat and take a round going forward.
Yeah, great composure. They pick up the double AWP towards the tail end as well. And AK retained. One is still great off the back of, well, winning that round with 3 players surviving, but also a bunch of saving. So hopefully this is where ex-Direwolves starts to put some more rounds together, because this game has not started pretty for them. And like I said, due to just how much success Renegades has been finding and how clean some of these rounds have been, it's going to be an absolute grind for ex-Direwolves to put more of these CT rounds together. That's a great one. But even after this buy, I'm looking at the money on Renegades. You still got 2 or 3 more buy rounds to get through before you can try to empty the bank accounts of the T side. And by that point, you're maxing out the loss bonus.
I suppose both of us have spent a fair bit of time, watching some of the up-and-coming teams, and it is one thing that they really do struggle with is that CT side of Inferno, and it is interesting to see it's in a very sort of similar light here for ex-Direwolves. They're not falling by the wayside, they're not rolling over just yet, but again, as you mentioned, super passive, right? Allowing Renegades to kind of feel out the map and come to them accordingly. Not capitalizing on any early round control.
Yeah, not in the conventional way. You saw a great little mid-round push from APOC on that carpet side last round, so we'll see if they continue to do that. Unorthodox positioning on the AWP. Sterling, very difficult shot to be hitting, and does get pressured off that angle by Malta.
Now they actually pick up the pace a little bit off the back of that, sending another member into the apartments in Alistair. They are somewhat ready for this, though, ex-Direwolves. Alistair now watching towards Diggity. Savage does have to fall away, but brackets control has been secured.
Where will Renegades go from here? 50 seconds on the clock. Not a whole lot of utility to work with. He does get checked. A nice little flash to set him up as Inns commits in through the smoke. And there's the counter flash. Sterling trying to control this jungle side. 35 seconds on the clock as Renegades start to make it back towards that B side of the map. But Licky and Hazza have not budged an inch. Renegades still not committing to anything just yet. Only now starting to head back towards A. And Licky's actually leaning in that direction.
They started to second-guess themselves a little bit, so I think Licky's pretty confident in that position. Now Savage inside the graveyard. Very, very solid spot. There's one and a second as well before he is traded, but unfortunately Sterling does get spotted, but now that's actually the bomb dropped. Mitch, it's gone down. Hats is able to reposition back towards that site, but they've created so much time and space for the 2 to rotate over.
Yeah, one flash for this little retake here on either side. Could be the difference, but that's a nice swing in from Hazza. Malta does trade him out. Licky posted on that angle, but Malta a little bit quicker on the draw. That is 2 AWPers in that round that Malta has race car peaked, and it's worked out beautifully both times.
Very, very speedy as he swings across our screen. And that's a 4K from Malta in the round as well. Certainly a dominant force to be running around here. It's always a treat to watch the way he does play with that lurk style, and happy to sort of take some control off the back of his information, the mid-round calling that he can do. But yeah, 7 rounds, denying sort of any sort of financial comeback that Direwolves were hoping to have into this one. Reset territory again, Mitch, potentially.
Absolutely. Money's looking a little bit lackluster here for the ex-Direwolves. Renegades in full control. They're just working the map, really. Taking their time, not forcing anything, no gimmicks whatsoever. Just fair dinkum map control.
Up the top now, Nana. Great re-flash in, or at least the re-entrance to some degree. Hazza walking away with 1. Pop over the top now, but Licky is very, very stuck. Malta finding another as well, continuing to lurk. Does pick up Savage, but he's got the trade, and unfortunately Sterling wasn't there quick enough. Now he has to try and make something work onto the back of this smoke, and that's a great counter flash as well to allow the control from Inns. The Molotov doesn't even fray him at all. He's got site control, and Sterling really has to try and extend his way out. Not in a position to quite save. APOC hoping for something on this flank, but they've got plenty of time that they need to buy.
Yeah, you saw some aggression being attempted by ex-Direwolves there, but it just kind of looked uncomfortable, to be honest. Like Hazza and Licky, they were doing their best to contest Banana, but they just weren't finding any of those duels cleanly enough. Renegades just making it very awkward for them. And it doesn't end up working out. Now Renegades securing their 8s, potentially breaking the CT economy on a couple of these players. APOC and Sterling trying to hold on to these guns if they can. AWP in particular would be a great one to have heading into that next round. Yeah, you'll be allowed to hold on to that, so that's one good talking point, I guess, for ex-Direwolves, but that's about where it ends. 8-1 for Renegades.
Talk me through it. It's just been such a quick change around, but, I think it was something that, as we kind of broke down earlier on, not a massive surprise. I think the only real thing that's caught me so far is that, yeah, ex-Direwolves don't seem to have at least carried that momentum from previously. But then again, you know, watching how freely flowing Renegades have been around the map, it kind of does answer that question a little bit.
It just doesn't seem like that ex-Direwolves has the same level of comfortability on this map that they do Dust 2. That's kind of what I was getting at in some of the pre-show yesterday and today, is that, you know, they're looking like a solid outfit on Dust 2. Is that same level of composure there on the whole variety of the map pool? I mean, for a roster that hasn't been at it for too many months, and even in their, you know, best iteration of their roster in 2020, could have said they definitely had that same problem. This is an awkward one in towards bracket. Renegades just really taking their time, trying to take the doors over towards porch side, and finally Alistair's found the right angle onto Sterling. Savage on top of the porch roof with only an MP9 to his name has definitely got his work cut out for him.
Oh man, it's just been so funny to watch, just a turn away consistently, but Renegades kind of just baiting him out, acting like he's eventually going to peak, but nothing has really come through. They're just buying so much time and really sort of instilling fear, questions being made, but Inns does start to walk up, and finally Savage gets away with something, quickly traded out by Sicko, and APOC making it work, bringing it back to a 3-on-3. With that smoke down towards Library, it does give them space to collect themselves a little bit more into Archers. And Licky's very low as well, but so Sicko, and APOC does appear to be ready for this one. If he swings on in, finds the timing. There we go, Mitch. A little bit more of a recovery here is Alistair. He's put into a 1-on-3, but look at where the bomb is.
Yeah, dropped in towards Arch side. 15 seconds on the clock. Long as at least one of these CTs stays alive and the other one denies this bomb plant, I think this round's just done and dusted. Licky looking to commit in through the smoke. Hazard stays alive. That's all the ex-Direwolves really needed to do. Hold on. He's allowed to get the bomb plant. The no-scope. Oh man, you saw the pieces coming together.
Absolutely. It was almost there for just a second, but those are the moments that get us jumping out of our chair a little bit. Alistair, always a flashy player and certainly keeping us on the edge there, but unfortunately trying to jump up does get caught off. So I suppose you'll say good composure or that 1v1 from Hazard to at least bring some life back to this CT half for the ex-Direwolves.
Dude, Licky's just giving me a heart attack, man. Just run in and shoot the bloke. Don't try and wallbang him through the box. Jesus. Alrighty. Well, all the T's running out of spawn. Chicken's having some fun as well. Back into another gun round. They just never stop coming at the moment, especially for Renegades, because their money's great. But ex-Direwolves, they're holding on. I don't know, though. I just don't think that scraping CT rounds together is going to be good enough to pick up Inferno here. Like, unless they get a nice solid streak of rounds going, then I'm just not feeling great about their prospects.
So looking like they're a little bit more ready for this one. Hazard playing anti. Seeing if there will be any additional info. Both jumping up onto the half wall, setting their utility accordingly. This is going to be a big nade dunk over the top, and that's a lot of damage as they lay weight here. Now Hazard looking to try and reposition for it. That's going to be the flashes coming up now, and he should be able to walk away with one, but it will be traded. And Sterling doing work as well, so that's a much better start here for the ex-Direwolves. 4-on-3.
Can they convert, though? 2 apiece on the sides. Sterling in transition now as Licky holds that B site with just that single smoke. Drops it down straight away. Now the fight ensues over towards this A side of the map. Savage creeping up. The double site setup looks quite deadly, but that Savage has been spotted out.
Rotate. Straight back over there. I think they've actually managed to pull this one. The call was sort of there. And now they will be looking to re-entry in towards this position, but they've got so many angles that they need to clear here. And Licky's just going to be sounding it out for as long as possible. Tough position here. Winnable, however, for Inns and Sicko if they play their cards right. Oh, what?
Dink for dink with Inns. Licky's been hard done by there. He's bided his time. He's done everything he needed to do. Should still be a conversion here for ex-Direwolves. Nade in from Banana does actually reveal the position of APOC, who's the only player with the smoke. He's going to under armor flash through, but there's no trade potential. Hold on.
Sicko. He's done it. Potentially Sterling has to try and get something done with a low HP, but Inns to close it.
How do they win that 2-on-4? That's absolutely absurd.
It takes 2 to tango. And that's exactly what they've just done. Yeah, again, the lack of confidence in their retake there was very apparent.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just contrast that to Dust 2. It's night and day, mate.
So is the
the Renegades timeout,
music?
mate.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah. Which one? A, B, C, or D? Which one are you picking?
I want to go for a 50-50 here, please, Mitch.
I don't remember how that works, to be honest.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
All I remember is how much product Eddie Murphy had in his hair. And I remember how the rug felt under my feet at my nan's house.
Eddie Maguire, bro.
Eddie Maguire, sorry, Eddie Murphy. Yeah, a little bit of a difference there, but look, we'll just glaze over that one.
That's
Eddie
why I love you,
Maguire. Oh god, I'm never going to live this down.
Hey, look, if Eddie Murphy ran Who Wants to Be a Millionaire,
that would be a great show, mate.
Yeah,
I would watch that every day. Jeez. Oh my god.
All right, so a slow approach, a tap away, but they are getting aggressive into the apartments. This is that change of pace with the pistols, though, right? But the fight is up, and the jig is also APOC gets one, but Sicko looking to make a bit more of a meal out of it as APOC does walk on up, but he should be able to walk away with an AK here.
Yep, he's picked up Gary, and he's putting it to great use. Malta's AK going back the other way there, actually. Now it's 3 up for Renegades. They're still feeling confident about how this round's going, I'd imagine. They've got the weaponry advantage, but hold on, APOC looking sharp, taking out everybody. Hazard straight in front of the smoke at the great position, but Alistair's no-scopes just seem to be connecting today.
He's hit a few. Unfortunately, a couple of leg shots there, but again, you know, APOC very much trying to take matters into his own hands here. The hard carry. And it was off the back of, you know, a bit more of an unorthodox play style from the ex-Direwolves taking control of the apartment's position. But now it's that 2v2 scenario. Alistair does miss the flick, and now APOC tries to line it up. Walking on in here, sitting inside New Box. They've got the crossfire and only a little tiny bit of utility in the form of a smoke. But Hats now peeks out. APOC tries to stick, tries to make something happen. Ready to swing on out. But no, a couple of shots. They've been missed, and now Hats can just fall away. Not enough time. And that should be the round done. Not even the ace for APOC, unfortunately, as Renegades double digits, walking away with 10 here.
Yeah, and I would like to say that 4 guns have been dropped over by the T side matters, but it just really doesn't at this point in the game. Renegades has had money set for this whole half. 2-10. This is the classic. Usually it goes the other way, Mitch. Usually it's like the teams win each other's map pick 16-6, but I guess a bit more of a return to normalcy.
Welcome to Oceanic Counter-Strike, my friend. It's a treat. We love it. We breathe for it. This time round, no presence towards Nana. ex-Direwolves trying to get aggressive early and sending a lot of utility down.
Oh my lord, Sterling's just been deleted. You feel bad for the man. Nice little off angle. Now Hats is on the warpath. He's just cleaned out that A site by himself, and yep, Renegades goes thanks for the round. That's gone fantastic. ex-Direwolves going to save for the 1500th time this half.
Let's save. You can just feel the confidence that Renegades are leading into, though, right? You know, hitting that shot must just put such a damper on Sterling. You know, one of the higher stat players around the world, in fact. Obviously, lesser time spent overseas as of late, but, you know, we'll definitely see him performing as he always has been, and getting that early and then just the trade out straight onto APOC. It's just rough, and now they might not even be able to save on these additional weapons. Even does overlook the position, but hang on. Has up. Good shot back, but they've got no money to work with.
He's so sharp. I actually, legit, I've been saying it for so many years, but Hazza has like one of the best A4s I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like out of anybody. His A4 just hits different, man. I don't know what it is. He's just got a great feel for that weapon.
I think it was back in the Breakaway days, and it was like Breakaway versus Ground Zero or something like that. But I remember the series where Hazza had like 120 frags or something in a best of 3. 110. It was over 100. I know it was 3 maps. It was quite an extensive overtime on Mirage, but he's just always been such a standout for this roster, and, you know, sitting in the dynamic duo with him and Sterling, definitely a hot prospect.
But towards Banana.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we've started out the round again like this. Don't know what really to say about it. Savage now has the world on his shoulders, and he's good for one, but not going to be good enough. And again, Renegades have just bulldozed the site, and ex-Direwolves are on the other side of the map wondering what's going on.
Another save. It's a very, very slow approach back into the rest of this half. And even though they've kind of changed it up a little bit, hasn't been the stock standard every round, there's just been nothing that's been overly convincing. And I think, you know, it was always a thought of mine in the back of my head going, yeah, sure, Renegades, hard favorite on this map, given their dominance. But you would have thought that the heat that Direwolves were bringing in the last map would have definitely translated a little bit here. But I guess that's the pain, right? You know, watching a team with such good foundation on the T side in Renegades, it's just so hard to defend against, especially if you're not super confident on a map.
There's the 12th for Renegades. I dare say we're going to be going through to Vertigo, and that'll be an interesting prospect. Because, look, the boys on ex-Direwolves showed some good stuff against Order on that map yesterday, so they're not out of the woods just yet, Renegades, but I dare say with the momentum that they bring out of this map, if they do polish it off, I mean, it's looking great for them. Looking into Vertigo, it's not like they're the ones with a shallow map pool whatsoever. They're going to be quite happy with that.
Yeah, that should be the Thunderdome in Vertigo. That'll be the classic, right? Overtime in the third map of the series.
I mean, like I said, we're only doing one series today, so better deliver.
Line me up.
Well, force into brackets. This is a confident-looking Renegades. None of this, got to get the smoke in the perfect position and then set up with X and Y utility. Nope. Flashbang, and I'm going through the smoke. That's how we're taking map control, because we're up 12-2 and we can't lose an aim duel.
Already up so close. They do creep on us again. They're Alice there, though. Quick on the wrist, mate. Secondary. Obviously, no known for his AWP, but he's been hitting a couple of shots with that rifle as well whenever it is needed. Happy to leave hats on the AWP for the time being. Obviously, Bogdan's law, but now Sicko collecting another here. Licky has to try and rotate something here and can't even quite spot Alistair just yet. Now the Molotov going to flush him back. Unfortunately, Sicko does ultimately go down, but again, B-site taken. And he's just going to keep watching the backstab as well. Freaking out, spinning around in the spawn. And Alistair's going to take him down, so a 3K for him. And off the back of that, Mitch, I think we can take a cheeky break, and we'll see you right back after the half.
We're not the only Oh, it's like this. It will fill the air around. Oh, not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Burning dreams take me back to you. In the night when I heard your call. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DreamHack Open 46. This is the ANZ upper bracket. And of course, we've got Renegades, unfortunately giving ex-Direwolves a bit of a taste of their own medicine. A commanding start here to open up 13-2 on Inferno. And as we roll our way into the second half here, Mitch, I'm wondering, is this just going to be a quick one as we set our focus straight into Vertigo? Or will ex-Direwolves have something to say about it on this T side?
Yeah, I mean, hell of a T side for Renegades. ex-Direwolves going to have to do one better than that. Not sure if they have it in them, but we'll find out. 2 sets of util here. First flash goes towards top of banana. Bit of a tell that it's going to be a play towards B, and as such, you see the rotation in from Alistair already on his way over. Counter utility here for Inns. That's the only grenade that Renegades have access to, so he's going to drop it, but in the meanwhile, Alistair has actually taken him out, so he's not going to allow his teammates from getting any kills this round.
It's almost a stalemate with Inns going down. Just trying to resettle into this post plant here, but at least a bit more of an explosive start from the Direwolves. Kit dropped, nothing to work with for the time being, but as they just continue to spot over towards Nana, Malta has become interesting as Alistair and Sicko pick up one more mid. At least there is a bit of life in this re-entrance. Hats gets another, but APOC from the back will be able to find one now. Left all on a Sterling, and what a retake. How do you even... what do you even do here?
It's just so absurd. Literally start the round with the team kill and then just complete the retake like that.
Impeccable.
Yeah, we'll try around 4v5. Why not?
Have you ever done one of those pugs where it's like, all right, you guys stay in spawn and I'll go try and 1v5, and then when you die, you give it another crack?
I literally won, back in the day, I think I literally won like an ECA Premier match on train like that. Just sending us out, sending the boys out one at a time. Used to call it Gladiator.
Yeah. Into the pit.
Next challenger.
Are you not entertained?
I mean, I'm going to be honest, this match, maybe not.
Maybe not, yeah.
Not so far.
But I guess it's that moment where you sort of sit back and go, yeah, Renegade's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good at this map, pretty good at this game. Still holding on to their ability because, you know, despite obviously understanding Renegades being the fan favorite and ex-Direwolves not having too many runs on this map in recent times, it's still a pretty shocking scoreline nonetheless.
Well, ex-Direwolves doing their fourth spy dance in the second round, doing their best to turn that around. Galil's and Armor finding some success. Savage applying a lot of pressure towards jungle side, has found a pick over there, and this is where the battle of the mid-round targets comes in. If that was anything but an MP9, Malta gets that one done.
How's this defense to come out from Sicko? The silence up. Oh! On the way through from Savage. As quick as you like. And that's a save. So at least ex-Direwolves aren't going down without a fight on this T side so far. Yeah. The reactions of lightning there.
Well, it's something for ex-Direwolves. Galil Force works out. They get that bomb plant. They're going to save onto hopefully 4 of these guns. Yeah, that's going to be a slight recovery, but if you tell me that we've got, what is this? I'm bad at maths. 13 or 14 on the trot for ex-Direwolves to take this game away, and Renegades only need to win 2 of those. I mean, It's just not happening, is it? Really, it's all this is about is momentum and confidence coming into Vertigo for ex-Direwolves. There's no way they're pulling the comeback off, but if they can pick up a couple of rounds, will definitely help them save face a little bit.
Reminds me of a interview quite a while back. I think it was Taco back in the days of dominance where we saw Fallen obviously leading, what was it, Luminosity and SK forward. And it was like, this moment, if Fallen goes, if you think we are good, we can win now. Result, 15-5. So always a hope for some form of a comeback, but I think it's quite out of reach. So you're exactly right. Hoping for some momentum to at least drag forward, refocus, reset. I know that ex-Direwolves aren't going to be tilted from this one either. It's a bit disappointing, but I'm sure that this was probably part of their game plan the whole way along, hoping to drag it through in a third map.
Well, Malta, always dangerous on both sides of the map in the carpets, and we have a bit of a stall here from the teams. They're all stacked up in towards Dig, but that's a nice defensive angle from the top of the barrel there for Sterling. Punishes the peak, and now the progression smoke up Dig as the entry has found success in towards jungle side. And we reroute back towards the B side of the map, but that's back towards the M4. Oh my god, another race car peak out of Savage.
Now with the rotation, Licky's just holding onto it firmly, unless they're surely aware of it. Creeps in, but will get his head spotted. So no force by round to be won just yet. Sicko does manage to at least collect that one. So if he can potentially save on one of those AKs, that's not a bad result after all.
Oh, 3v1. We've recruited Chicken to help out. No doubt Sicko will save.
A friend, not a foe this time round.
Maybe a foul.
Didn't know I was casting with Jim, mate. Dad's on the line.
It's rubbed off on me.
Yeah. All those weeks.
You see those little letterboxes?
Yeah.
They always remind me of like the -_- face. They have little faces on them. If you look closely.
The American houses with the windows on the front, the door is the mouth.
Oh boy.
We're getting to that point, are we? There's a little bit of action, but real action's in the conversation.
It's hanging out. It's a couple of blokes.
Guys being dudes.
Yep. That's it. That's what DreamHack's all about. Getting together with a few of the boys, having a great time, playing some games.
Yep.
A little bit of competition on the side as well.
Born and bred off of those good times, old DreamHack. So, a dream stack this time from a couple of players. 3. In's just playing anti, ready to explode if anything does show itself. But Sicko's going to be pretty happy with that one. That's the save Galil, the purple powerhouse. Information gathered, but he's up close, and this is not the way you want to lose around here if you're ex-Direwolves here. Hazard does put the pedal down, but another flash comes in. Oh no! 2 on 3. That's a potential capacity for weapons. Savage tag low. Licky also. This is not the one, is it?
Site control is given to the T's, and they are going to get that bomb down. That's a nice little spam through the smoke. Savage, always good for a clutch, this man, but he's got the scariest adversary. And Sicko has a kit, yeah. He's just going to stick that.
Good day.
Thank you very much.
And he lives.
Yeah, Galil and a handful of pistols is all that it takes for Renegades to get that one done, and I think that kind of says it all about this map. Map point there for Renegades. I mean, look, if we had a bit of a closer scoreline, I'd probably get a little bit more excited about that, but
Yeah.
it kind of feels like a matter of time here before we're heading on to Vertigo. And if that's the fashion that it happens in, so be it. I'll save myself a couple of minutes.
All I can think of now is that meme where it's like, I give you, you receive. I give you 1 Galil, you receive the full round.
It's good value. 2K?
Yeah, not bad.
Oh, boy. Well, 4v5 having to be navigated for ex-Direwolves. No banana control. Only now starting to prod towards bracket side. Oh, no. It's flashbacks here from Sicko. He's got the sword of 1,000 truths ready to go here. Don't want to be peeking into that, man.
Randy looking to deliver that one upon to him in the round. But still, at least holding on to their advantage. No real movement at all from the Renegades.
Jeez. Just dropping players left and right to the AWP before they can even get anything rolling. Nice reply from Licky.
Ooh. Something to pick up the ears about, but In's good for the trade onto Licky. Sterling now will recover that bomb, so they're just hoping that some of the potential free real estate, as Sterling does that, maybe it's winnable now, but APOC does get spotted. So, Hats, can you pull this off, or do we have another round on our hands?
That's a bit of a throwback. Tech 9 to the side of the head.
The glory days. No timing there. All business for APOC. So at least they're making something work. Closing the gap slightly, making it a little bit of a less one-sided affair. I do believe, reading the chat earlier, there was a wise person who's clearly done their research mentioning we see a 16-6 in favor of ex-Direwolves on Dust 2. Are we going to see a 16-6 on Inferno in favor of the Renegades? And that's a potential prospect right now.
Get him on the desk. Who was it?
Bring him in. I like this guy.
He knows what he's talking about. I've been doing OCS for, oh God, has it been 5 years? I don't even know. And
Would have
can't
been, I'd
confirm.
say. Yeah.
This man knows his stuff. Have seen Malta do things like this a couple times as well.
Straight on down. Hats caught off. Hazza was fully blind, but oh, did Malta spot out APOC? I do not believe so. But Savage is going to be in for a rude awakening in a short second, but Hazza's already picked up the pace and taken down Ins in the process. So we've just got to hope that Malta can make something happen. Now Savage is onto it. Alistair spotted.
Yeah, had a bit of a force here actually from Renegades. Just trying to polish the map off with some deegs. Don't think it's likely, even with the great timing from Malta, he's actually been checked. So that's going to put Renegades on the eco. Alistair, with a bit of extra cash, looking to buy up and AWP into the next round. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a 16-6 unless we see another demolition from the pistols, but we don't have the purple powerhouse, as you said.
No Galil this time round. Alistair just saving his money. Keeping that for a rainy day, which will be the next round in form of an AWP. So looking like they're going to be stacking up towards this A site for now, Mitch.
Yep. No one investing a single dollar do except for Mr. Alistair. They all want a little bit of util. You're looking at that like 4.5k kind of buy for the next round with Renegades, which is actually not really ideal on Inferno CT side. You want to have access to all the HE nades and Molotovs and things like that. And we know that Renegades put them to great use. One of the best teams in our region with the utility.
Alistair at least finding one for his troubles. That's an AK recovered, dropping down the Deagle for young Sicko. Alistair will definitely be looking to save that one into the next round, obviously dropping that over to a teammate. Just under 2k for each member, so hoping to stack up that money. And with Sicko being taken down, the rest of ex-Direwolves, they got nothing to lose here. Just wanting to try and take away that AK as quickly as they possibly can.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, even if he's allowed to hold on to it, all it's really going to matter is maybe one of the CTs gets a little bit extra utility. Not worth throwing a couple of guns away, actually, or AWP now.
Uh-oh. Does he run through the molly? He does. Okay. Brave Fury. 7 rounds for the ex-Direwolves, so the prediction has been thwarted. But it's a full buy.
Yeah, close to a full buy, not full utility. That's kind of the problem. As we will be kept waiting a little bit longer. Tech pause coming in.
Wonder what it be. Be grabbing that information shortly, not too far away. But time to ponder how this next couple of rounds are going to be potentially looking for the ex-Direwolves. As still yet to hit that map number 3. Vertigo lays wait. And with Renegades, up, I believe 14-1, 14-2 potentially. It's not been as clean of a victory as they were sort of thinking. And we've had a game crash.
Well, we had an FPS issue for Direwolves, and then Malta's game crashed. So both teams having some technical issues. Should be back with it shortly as we watch the fish have a little bit of a swim around. Beautiful lotus flowers. Quite calming.
Zen.
Might be time for an ASMR cast, but not on DreamHack.
Hey,
Save
Mitch,
that
what do
one
you
for
mean?
ANZ champs.
It might be I won't do it. Oh, it's beautiful. So the ready up has been called. So we're diving straight back into the action off the back of this one. Appreciate you all for being here as well.
One day I want Valve to swap those arrows upside down and see if anyone notices.
The delivery people not too safe, not too cautious.
They never come the right way up for me.
Nah.
I don't know about you. That doesn't look right. Usually just chuck it on your doorstep and hope for the best.
We
Maybe
tried
leave
to
a
leave
card.
this delivery, yeah.
Yeah.
We knocked. No, you didn't.
They can't do that to me because my office literally faces the street, so I can see anybody walking up and down towards my door.
Just gives
I make
you the
direct
card
eye
instead.
contact with them as they walk up the driveway.
Yeah. Alpha plays. All right,
Right.
back in action, Mitch. What are you thinking?
We got a better buy in theory for ex-Direwolves. Couple of pharmacists to go a little bit heavier on the util for Renegades here. So lacking a bit of firepower, a little bit of utility, depending on which player you're talking about. Also a lack of a kit. So as we head into the late round situations, that might affect the speed of the retakes for Renegades. After all said and done, a lot of utility invested into controlling Banana for Renegades, and they still fall back into a passive setup on that big site. Patience for ex-Direwolves has netted them a significant utility advantage.
The dunk up onto the side, the triple nade. Unfortunately, bearing no fruit here. Still holding on to those smokes. Only the one left, though, for Inns. Minimal util, as you did point out. A slow creep up Nana, so that one smoke is got a lot of hope inside of it. Straight on in, though. Unfortunately, no hope. As Inns does clear away with 2. Hat's looking to pick that one up as well. 4 on 2 here, holding close. 5 hit, and there is actually a dink in the process as well, and that's going to allow Inns to walk on through. And Sterling, can he clear the mission? No, he will not be able to. That's going to be Inns walking away with the victory, and guys, we'll chat about it all after this break.